name's Susan Rushton, and I run Silver Screen Classic Movie Series the first Saturday of the month at the Auburn Library. That makes me benevolent dictator, and I love the job. I run these movies, I show these movies on the first Saturday of the month in the Beecher Room of the Auburn Library, 350 Nevada Street. I show them 3 times at noon, 3:30, and 7:30 p.m., and they're free because the library presents the series. It's a lovely thing for a library to do, and I'm always so grateful. This is February 2020, our 24th year, and the February 1st movie is Notorious. This is Hitchcock. Be Still My Heart. And this is the Super Watt Dazzler brochure for 2020. And let me read you what I have about this movie. Ingrid Bergman, the fast daughter of a Nazi spy, falls in with Agent Cary Grant. He wants to get the goods on Nazis in Rio. She infiltrates this gang by marrying Nazi Claude Rains. But when she and Cary learn too much about these guys, she's in trouble. The Hitchcock aficionado Francois Truffaut, the French director, said, "This was my favorite Hitchcock picture. It's the very quintessence of Hitchcock." I love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite Hitchcock movies, one of my favorite Cary Grant movies, one of my favorite Ingrid Bergman movies. Roger Ebert, one of my favorite film critics, says this is the film with Casablanca that assures Ingrid Bergman's immortality. And he's absolutely right. She's a wonderful character in this. She's she has all sorts of sides. She drinks too much. She sleeps around too much. She falls in love with Cary Grant. She marries Claude Rains' character because that's her job as a spy. Cary Grant loves her. She loves Cary Grant, but the fact that she does her job for Cary Grant by marrying Claude Rains just infuriates Cary Grant, and she starts drinking some more, and it's not a comfortable situation. This movie, being a Hitchcock movie, has several Hitchcock aspects to it. Basic, ordinary Hitchcock aspects. First of all, we have stairs. And there's a lovely point that one of my favorite movie critics, Roger Ebert points out, is that at the end there's a sequence with Cary Grant running up the stairs to rescue Ingrid Bergman, because she needs rescuing. And Ebert points out that the number of stairs he navigates on the way up is not as many as the number of stairs he and Ingrid and Claude Rains' mother and Claude Rains navigate on the way down. So it takes longer for them to come down than it does for him to go up, which increases the suspense. It's perfect. That's a Hitchcock touch that I had never imagined would happen, but that's it happens on a stairway, which is basic Hitchcock. We also have, as is typical of Hitchcock movies, problems with a parent. An adult has a problem with his or her adult parent. That's basic for Hitchcock. Consider Psycho, if you will. But this is an early American Hitchcock, and we have Ingrid and Claude, husband and wife, living with Claude's mother. Claude's mother is played by a woman named Leontine Constantine. She's perfect. We have these other wonderful characters in here. Cary Grant, whose face is fabulous. Ingrid Bergman, whose face is fabulous. Claude Rains, who adores Ingrid Bergman. But any time we have Madame Constantine on the screen, you cannot look away from her. She's fabulous. And this is her first American movie. She pointed out, after several, many movies out from made in Eastern Europe or Russia, this is her first movie, and they made me this monster. Yeah, but she did a good job. She did a great job. She doesn't like her daughter-in-law. Her daughter-in-law knows it, and Claude is frustrated that she doesn't like his wife, but he doesn't understand. So, okay, there are problems. Another Hitchcock part that is basic and ordinary to Hitchcock movies is that there's problems with police, and the problems with police in this movie is that these spies, these American spies, are cops, and they ask Ingrid to do this really unnerving thing. Get close to a Nazi, and she does for them. And they think she's a bad woman because of it. And Cary Grant says, listen, your wives are ladies and they're at home playing bridge. What does that say about them? Okay. There's a MacGuffin, which it results in we look. Ingrid Bergman recognizes that the only place she cannot get into in her husband's house is the wine cellar. Why not? What's in that wine cellar that she can't see? And that's the MacGuffin. It makes very little difference to the characters want to know that, but Hitchcock doesn't really care. It's just something to put things on, to make us wonder. It's a great MacGuffin. I love this movie. It's a great production, and if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. Even if you have seen it, but haven't seen it on the big screen with a group of people, it's a different movie when you're just not watching television. Please join us on February 1st for Notorious, and help us celebrate an age long gone but fondly remembered.